and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because I am talking about something that I truly just love to talk about today on my channel. If you guys follow me on my Instagram, which you totally should if you haven't already, I have a highlight little circle thing on my Instagram page that says thrifting. Really creative name, I know. And I actually, believe it or not, have stuff that I've thrifted on there. Wow, that is so groundbreaking, sir. That is crazy. But basically, whenever I'm at the thrift store or I'm like walking out or something and I want to show you guys what I picked up and I'm like really getting like that high off of it, show it to you guys. And you guys are always like, holy crap, how'd you find that at the thrift store? And so I've tried to compile as much as I could, like my tips and tricks when it comes to thrift shopping and also Craigslist. So the Craigslist portion will be towards the end of this video, but the beginning is all about thrifting because I feel like thrifting is probably a little bit more common than Craiglisting. Is that a verb yet? I feel like I need like a lesson when it comes to clothing, thrift shopping, because I'm just not the best at that. But I do have my tips and my tricks when it comes to home decor shopping at the thrift store. So let's just go ahead and jump in, shall we? As per usual, I'm type A AF, and I had to make a list of everything because I'm not one of those people that's really good at like spot on like improving it. That's not me. So let's begin. So the first tip I can give you guys is to kind of take a weekend to just kind of survey all of your local thrift stores out to kind of figure out which ones you're gonna like frequent. There are some thrift stores that are like super close to me that are just SHITTY. Not good. I can never find anything there. Yeah, I just figure out which ones I like the most and that I have the most luck, and then those are the ones that I visit to a lot. Which brings me to my next tip. Go frequently. That is honestly the best tip I can give you guys when it comes to thrift store shopping. A lot of people, I guess, go into it just expecting to find everything that they could possibly want, but that is not the case at all. You have to go a lot and you're gonna find maybe like one thing at a time. You know, it's not just gonna be like you go in one time and you find everything for your apartment. And it's kind of more rewarding anyway when it's like kind of all spread out. But yes, definitely hit up the thrift store frequently. The next tip I have for you guys is to follow your like local Goodwill or whatever thrift store you go to on Instagram, or sign up for their letters. I didn't realize how much I'm talking with my hands in this video until I just like looked up in the viewfinder and it was just like a freaking show production. Definitely sign up for their newsletters. You can find out when they are doing like their 50% off their entire store days, and that, my friends, is where it's at. And when you do find out they're having these awesome sales, like I know Goodwill, at least in Tennessee, they do the first Saturday of the month being 50% off, which is awesome. But obviously if you go to the 50% off sales later in the day, everything's gonna kind of be picked over. So definitely be sure you're like up and early if that's something you want to do, because usually the gold is at the beginning of the day. And next tip I have for you guys, so you're gonna have to stay with me on this one. This one's kind of hard to explain, but don't get swept up in the whole like, wow, this is so cheap concept that you have to buy everything, because I mean, that's kind of, I call it my sample sale mindset, because whenever I'm in a sample sale, whenever I lived out in LA, I would go into the sample sale and be like, holy shit, everything's so cheap, I must buy everything. You don't need everything, so you can't be doing that. So kind of like use your brain, bring your brain with you when you go thrift store shopping. You don't need everything, so don't get swept up with the cheap prices. Next tip is go down aisles you typically wouldn't normally go down, especially when it comes to home decor, because oftentimes people pick up stuff and they just place them down wherever and they never find their way back. Because my personal favorite aisles to go down are like the little ceramic aisle where they have all those little cutesy things. Then the next one I go down is the like basket aisle. Obviously, homegirl loves her rattan shit, you know. And then the wood aisle, it's a great aisle. So anyway, next tip, carry things around. Yeah, really important, because there's people on the, you know, hunt for everything. Everyone's going down those aisles and they're just putting their shit in their bags and everything like that. You know what, if you have something you like, you should probably pick that up and carry it with you instead of come back and find out it gets swooped. Don't be like me and feel like you have to buy more than one thing when you go into a thrift store, because I oftentimes nowadays kind of got over that mindset that I once had, which is where like I'm not gonna buy anything unless I have two things. I don't know, I know it's like a thing that a lot of other people kind of have that mentality, but yeah, you have to put that one aside and just know that if you find one thing, that is good, because I mean, what is it? The earth wasn't built in a day or something like that. I don't remember what the saying is, but you know what I'm trying to say. So decorating your house isn't going to be done in one day is what I'm getting at. Something else that I do is I actually follow like a bunch of like Etsyers and like other stuff like that, where I always go on that thrift home decor hashtag and I do my research. So I know like kind of like when I go into the thrift store what I'm kind of looking for vibe wise, because it's kind of hard to like see stuff when you're just like it's covered with shit surrounding it and being like, oh yeah, like that will totally look good right here. Dig. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just gotta dig. It's just some of the best things I've found. It requires me to like pick up shit and just like move it to the side, or it's like hanging in the back, or it's on the bottom shelf where no one really sees it. Yeah, so definitely dig. Don't get discouraged. There are trips that I go on to the thrift store that are just so like not good, but I obviously don't post that stuff on the internet. I'm not like, hey guys, look at all the shit that's on the shelves today. I'm not buying any of it. I would say I probably have about 50% luck when it comes to the thrift store. Half the time I go into one and I don't find anything at all, or I'll just find one thing kind of situation. I'm not coming out with like items and items and items. Honestly, I usually spend at most $5 every single time I go to a thrift store, so obviously I'm not buying like a ton of shit. But obviously when you're watching somebody like me on YouTube and I'm doing a haul video, it kind of makes it seem like I just have the best luck in the entire world, and you're never gonna have that luck. That's not the case at all. I'm discouraged just as much as you guys probably are. So now moving on to the Craigslist portion, and this one kind of also backpacks off of like the Goodwill, I guess. Location. So obviously when you're in like Los Angeles where there's a ton of people looking for that thrifted vibe, it's gonna be more expensive and more difficult to find those gems, but whereas if you're in like Kansas, I'm sure it's a lot easier to find that stuff and for a really good price. And if you want to find the things for cheaper, you're gonna have to be willing to drive. So oftentimes the things that I do find on Craigslist, it's usually like over 25 miles. Way over 25 miles. It might be 2 hours out. It's gonna require you to drive, but I mean obviously it's gonna be a lot cheaper than if you were buying something in like downtown Nashville. Keywords are everything. So I always get questions about how I find all these peacock, choked on air and spit, really hot. I always get questions on how I find like peacock chairs and everything like that and have such good luck when it comes to it. And basically keywords are everything. So when you are looking for something in particular, be sure you look up any type of word that could kind of correlate with that or be used to describe that. Whenever here, I'll scoot over so I can put them on the screen. They'll be right here. Whenever I'm searching for a rattan chair, I type in rattan chair, wicker chair, sometimes bamboo chair, seagrass, wingback chair, 70s chair. So many different words you can use to describe it. Or like say you're looking for like a sleeper sofa, you could type in pull-out couch, sleeper sofa, and then like kind of just go to like the source type website and figure out words that are very similar to that and just go off that and then keep on looking at on Craigslist. That is the advice I can give you guys. I'm obviously not the best, but it's like the best advice I could come up with, and I think it's actually very useful stuff. I hope this video is going to inspire you to go check out your local thrift stores, or even like if you've never done it before, try it out. You never know what you're gonna be able to find. My living room is so close to being done, which gets me so excited because that means in the next few weeks I'm gonna be able to post my living room home tour, which is going to be so exciting. I'm just finishing up some finishing touches and then we will be ready to go. So be sure you thumbs up this video if that is something you'd want to see. And until next time, be sure you stick around, subscribe, and check out my Instagram because I'm posting there every single day. Until next time, I will talk to y'all later.